Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review and demo on this Kramer Nite-V guitar. So here I have this Kramer Nite-V guitar. And without wasting any time, I'm just going to take this to the workbench and I'm going to show you guys spec by spec everything this guitar brings, and then I'm going to give you guys a real quick demo, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on this guitar.
So it's a mahogany body with a maple neck and an ebony fingerboard. You've got 22 medium jumbo frets here. And of course, with a affordable guitar, these are going to be nickel frets. They're not going to be stainless steel, but they're done beautifully. Nicely rounded, no sharp ends, nothing. They did a really good fret job on this guitar. The setup here, it's a little bit confusing because I don't know if this guitar was modified or not, because I was looking at the specs online. Some of them say this, some of them don't. But this one comes with a master volume and a coil split and a 3-way selector switch. And that's where I was confused, because on their website it says just one master tone. So I don't know if this was modified or it actually came like this. So if you guys have one of these, let me know in the comment section below if it's like this. So now what I'm going to do is take these strings off and take everything apart and show you guys what's under the hood here, because it's pretty interesting what's going on here. Fretboard radius on this guitar is a 12-inch fretboard radius, so you guys can see right there. And it's pretty round. It's not super flat like a 14 or 15 or whatever. So it's a little bit more rounder, but it still shreds, and I absolutely love it. The nut width of this is a 42.7 millimeter nut width over here, and the scale length of this guitar is a 25.5-inch scale length. The finish of this guitar is a satin black, which I absolutely love. Satin and matte finishes. I prefer more matte than satin because this one you can still get some fingerprints and it doesn't look that good. The hardware that they use on this guitar is a black chrome, which is like black, kind of shiny chrome. Really nice, really aesthetically pleasing. On some pictures, it kind of looks gold. I've seen on some comments on like Guitar Center, they're like, oh, it doesn't come with gold, and I can see it. Like if you look at it in certain angles, it does look a little bit goldish, like a satin gold or something like that, or like a distressed chrome, or like it just looks kind of different in certain angles. But yeah, it's just black chrome. Now I'm gonna get into this Floyd Rose over here. This Floyd Rose, it's a licensed Floyd Rose. It's not anything special. This is kind of like the Jackson Floyd Rose that they have on like their JS32 series. And as you guys can see right here, the screws over here, these screws over here, they're a little bit different than like the typical Floyd Rose screws that they use. But honestly, it looks pretty cool. And these kind of Floyd Roses, guys, they're gonna strip like bad. They're gonna strip faster than the specials just because they use like really softer metals for these kind of Floyd Roses. So the difference between a Floyd Rose special and like the Floyd Rose 1000, the 1500s, is that they use like harder metals on like the Floyd Rose 1500s, like the screws over here. You guys can see the copper right there that it starts to like strip back. I would honestly say try to find the color that this thing comes with and swap it out, because this will probably last you maybe a good 3, 4, maybe half a year. But yeah, I would honestly say, don't start like twisting these things like hard when you guys change your strings, or when you guys go to like lock the nut up there. Don't start like, going hard at it, because then you're going to strip it, and then you guys are going to be really upset and then be like, oh, what the fuck? But in reality, it's just maintenance, and try to like, work with this, because I've had the Jackson Floyd Roses, and those things have lasted me maybe a year. I'd be like cranking it, and then it just boom, strips. I would have to like, buy replacements, and at that point you might as well just buy a whole new Floyd Rose. But like I said, new, just like take care of it, because it's a good Floyd Rose. It does not stay out of tune. I was decking this thing down and it stayed in tune. Obviously, you know, with the fresh new strings, it's going to get a little bit sharp. But, you know, once you stretch them in, this thing is going to stay in tune. And surprised me, to be honest. It really did surprise me. Like I said, over time, I would recommend you guys just to swap it out. This is the nut that comes with the guitar. It's a 48? Oh, no, 43, obviously. These are the pickups that come in with the guitar. You know, nothing super fancy or super special. F right there for, you know, Floyd, or they usually put that Floyd Rose spacing, or like a trim spacing. But yeah, you got right here, says bridge pickup. Nothing special. These pickups are wax potted, but they're extremely microphonic, like really, really bad. But they don't sound too bad. They don't sound too bad at all. This is the routing for the neck pickup right here. There was like a sticker or some kind of tape right there, so you can see the mahogany right there. Really nicely done. This is the shit, bitch. This is the bridge pickup route. And it's actually more exposed here. There was like some kind of tape or some sticker or something here. But yeah, you can clearly see the mahogany right there. Really nicely done too. So these pickups, they are Alnico 5 magnet pickups. And it's so weird. I honestly did not know that these were Alnico 5, because basically the past 2 guitars that I did a review on were Alnico 5 magnet pickups, and I absolutely love the Alnico 5 magnets. I'm actually just starting to wind my own set that I'm going to be putting on a guitar that I'm going to do basically like an upgrade. I don't know what guitar yet, but I am going to be doing that video soon, so stay tuned for that video. So let's just take a quick reading on these pickups and see what they read. This is like the weirdest reading that I've gotten, but on the bridge position, it's a 5.98 k ohms, almost 6. And on the neck, it's 5.81, around almost 6 k ohms. And I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. They're both almost the same, and they're really low output, which is really weird. But they don't sound too low output, which could be the Alnico 5 magnet, making it a little bit more punchy, a little bit more crunchy. Again, you know, really weird reading here. And the bridge pickup split is 2.65 k ohms, and the neck is 3.92 k ohms. It's just really weird reading here, man. All right, so this is the back of the guitar. It's the back plate, and I've never seen anything like this, to be honest. Like, I've never seen a back plate this big that connects both of these. And the weird thing is that this thing doesn't even align. Like, if you try to like set this thing up, it's not like right there, as you guys can see. It's like not even centered right. It's supposed to be like right there and right there. So like the fact that it's like not even centered right, it just makes this whole thing pointless. So you're gonna have to take this whole thing off and adjust your spring, like with this whole thing off, and it just exposes everything, which is retarded. Your quarter size potentiometer for your volume pot, and you have a coil split. Like I said, I don't know if this is factory or not. But yeah, as you guys can see right there, there's a little capacitor right there. And Kramer is known to do that, to put it on their volume pot. And most people just take this whole thing off. But there's also another one over here on the tone pot. So, and again, like I said, I don't know if this thing was done like this, but that's how I got this guitar. You know, the back, this is what it looks like. Nothing crazy here. A little contour over here, you know, pretty standard. And that's where the output jack is, which is kind of inconvenient that it's right here. Because if you're playing sitting down, you're going to have to put this like in a classical position. And put one of these cables in there, that's just going to be like sticking out, which is going to be freaking retarded. So you're going to have to use a right angled one and have it sit like that. So it's still going to be in the way, but it's not going to be as bad. So yeah, so this is like a C-shaped neck. So it's really slim and thin. It's a little bit thinner than the Beretta one. It's a made in Indonesia guitar. You know, Indonesian guitars, again, you know, awesome guitars. And this is where I don't know if this was factory done like this. Again, if you guys have one of these and it came like this, you know, let me know in the comment section, because it does match and it's a pretty cool little feature right there. That's where the serial number is, 22 July 29th. So almost a year old, this guitar right here. This is the front of the headstock. Got the Kramer logo right there. And you got the Nite-V truss rod cover right there. Very nice. Oh, and something I forgot to mention is this right here too. It's like a little shim for the Floyd Rose, so it's, you know, it's a little bit higher. So if you guys want to take it off, you guys can take it off. If you guys want to go a little bit deeper dives. But yeah, right here on this horn and on this horn over here, and then it kind of like curves up over here too. So it's kind of like a curve over here, huge curve over here. It curves up a little bit over there. All right, so I took the neck off and I found something really interesting down here. So you guys see that little cavity right there, that little route? Yeah, I saw this and I was like, what the hell? I was so confused. I was like, why is this here? So, you know, basically what they did is like, it's like a little, so it doesn't actually move. Super freaking interesting and cool. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. The routing was actually pretty shitty over here. You guys can see that right there. You know, they put black Sharpie over here so you guys don't see the mahogany wood. Nite-V satin with Floyd Rose black. Kramer, they actually always do this over here. They put that little sticker right there so you guys actually know what's going on there. Yeah, that little route and that little block right there surprised me. It's actually glued on too. It's like, it's on there. Yeah, super cool, super interesting. So all I'm gonna do now is put some strings on and give you guys a little demo and give you guys my final thoughts on this guitar.
All right, so there it is, the Kramer Nite-V. Honestly, man, like just by the looks of it, it looks freaking awesome. It's not like a typical flying V guitar or like a Randy Rhoads guitar like you would expect because of this over here. And there's a few things on this guitar that they could have done a little bit better. Like I said, where they put the jack over here. If you're playing standing up, it's not gonna be a problem. But if you play, you know, sitting down, playing any V sitting down, you're gonna have to play it in a classical position. It's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable because it's like sitting right on your thigh right here. You would have to use a right angle cable, you know, just so like it's not sticking out, like hitting your leg. You know, that's one thing. And then the other thing, like I said, is the backplate over here because it's a little bit inconvenient. Yeah, sure, they took this out, you know, but at the same time, like I said, it's not aligned like right where the screws are. Some people just take it out completely. And like I said, you could just like, you know, cut this thing out and then just remove this and have this thing exposed. But you know, they should have thought of that beforehand. So you would have to like just keep this on if you don't want to like modify this thing. And if you go to take it off, you know, everything's just gonna be exposed. So with my Schecter Platinum, C1 Platinum and the Damien Schecter, those guitars are kind of like in this layout, but these two are separate. So if you guys saw it in that video, you know, it was all carved out, but this thing is separate from this. So it's like, you know, they thought about that. And like I said, you know, I got this guitar new from Guitar Center. Like my wife actually got me this for my birthday a couple of days ago. So really cool, special guitar, you know, and she's got me a few other awesome guitars. And this thing, supposedly it was new. They didn't have the box there. So I don't know, like I said, if, you know, this thing was modified, like with the Allen key holder thing back here and the coil split. So I don't know if that's, you know, part of this or not, or somebody already had modified this, or I don't know what the case was. You know, like I said, with this Floyd Rose, it's licensed. It's not like an official Floyd Rose, like special or anything, which, you know, they could have probably done instead of this. But it plays great. You know, the guitar stayed in tune. The only thing, like I said, they are going to strip, you know, like I said, with the specials, those things strip out. So don't, you know, go to tighten these things real hard because then you're going to end up regretting it. You know, and the frets were done beautifully, you know, nice and rounded, you know, and that's something about Kramer. The Kramer guitars, every Kramer guitar that I own, you know, and I own basically just like the affordable ones, you know, I just got like, you know, the two Berettas, this one, and then now this one. I played with a few higher end guitars and they're both awesome. And you know, these guitars new, they go for around $399, so like around $400, probably $440, $450 after taxes, which is still affordable. You know, it's a great guitar. It's a great guitar going from like a beginner to an intermediate guitar. With the Floyd Rose, know what to expect. Honestly, most of my guitars are just Floyd Roses. I absolutely love them. Yeah, man. You know, great guitar. Love the finish, the color of it. Now the pickups on this guitar, like I said, these are Alnico 5 magnet pickups. If you have a good amp and a good distortion and a good setup, you know, the guitar is going to play amazing. The output, you know, kind of surprised me because I thought it was going to be like high output. And they're both, like I said, they're both the same exact pickups. And I was like confused when I first started playing it, you know, but once I adjusted it, it played amazing. And like I said, I don't know if this is how it is with every other guitar. If you guys have one and it is like this with the coil split or how it was, let me know in the comment section. Or even with like the Allen wrench holder thing back here. Because I don't know if that came with the guitar. You know, it does match. But if it did, that's a cool little bonus right there. So they have the Nite-V standard, which I think is this one. And then they have the Plus, which is, I think, a white with like some kind of design here. And I don't know if there's a Floyd Rose on it. I could be mistaken. It probably is. And I think those have Seymour Duncans. So it's a little bit more expensive. You can obviously swap these pickups out for whatever pickups you guys want to put into this guitar. It's a great playing guitar. Honestly, every Kramer I have, I've modified. Obviously, the EVH 5150 one that I did, which I absolutely love because, you know, they're great playing guitars. You know, they're not expensive and you can just modify the hell out of them. This is the other Kramer Beretta Special. I put my wife's face on this thing. And I got a comment. Somebody asked me how I did this. This is basically just a vinyl. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you guys can actually order one of these. I think it's Guitar Skins or something like that. Absolutely love Kramer, man. Great shredder guitars. So I hope you guys found this video useful and helpful. if you guys are trying to get one of these guitars, or you guys are interested in getting one of these and you guys don't know much about it, because there's a couple videos out there, but I wanted to get into real depth. I like to get into real depth with guitars, especially affordable guitars, because just to show you guys like what these guitars look like inside out, what they sound like. So and I enjoy doing this for you guys, man, because you guys have been super awesome in the comment section, telling me just amazing things, and I highly appreciate every single one of you guys. The guys that are subscribed, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so with that, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, because that's all I do on this channel. Reviews, demos, anything guitar related. That's all I do on this channel. And with that, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one.